Let's talk about the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, also known as Seattle Autonomous Zone. There's a lot of different stories going on right now about this particular zone. I've read good and bad about this supposed autonomous zone. According to Wikipedia, the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, or CHAZ, or the Zone, also known as Free Capitol Hill, is a self-declared autonomous zone and de facto international community and commune in the Capitol Hill neighborhood of Seattle, Washington. You should note that the governor of Washington tweeted that he had no idea what anyone was even talking about with regards to this topic. So either he's failing or out of the loop or lying one way or the other. He said he doesn't know what's up. But anyway, the zone covering approximately 6 city blocks was established on June 8, 2020 after Capitol Hill's East Precinct building was abandoned by the Seattle Police Department. Local governments in the zone is decentralized with the goal of creating a neighborhood beyond policing. Purported demands associated with the zone include rent control, degentrification, police abolition or defunding, funding of community health, and the dropping of charges against protesters. So this is a whole, they're trying to be their own state or city, basically, within a city, is how I'm taking this. Reactions to the zone have varied through the political spectrum. Left-wing and alternative publications and have reacted positively to the commune, and right-wing have been called to take back the zone. Are they declaring themselves independent of the United States? I think that's what's happening, but apparently, well, I'll get into that in a minute. Capitol Hill is a district downtown Seattle, and in downtown Seattle, and it's known for its prominent LGBT and counterculture communities. The district had previously been a center for other mass protests, such as the 1999 Seattle WTO protests and Occupy Seattle. That's what I was going to say like a minute ago. This isn't the first time that this area has been involved in their own thing, if you will. Protesters used blockades and fences to construct staggered barricades at intersections to enclose the zone. I guess building walls works in this case. Strange. The entrance of the zone's territory is marked by a barrier reading, "You are entering Free Capitol Hill." The other signs declared are, "You are now leaving the USA." The East Precinct building had the word "people" spray painted over the word "police." The Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone has no centralized system of government. Occupants have stated their intentions of creating a neighborhood beyond policing and a society where the police are no longer necessary. Members of the self-described anti-fascist, anti-racist, and pro-worker Puget Sound John Brown Gun Club were seen openly carrying rifles in the zone. Reporters from the local Seattle-based Fox affiliate were removed from the zone by occupants. According to a June 10th article by the City Journal, former mayoral candidate Nikita Oliver formulates the commune's political strategy. Hip-hop artist Raz Simone has been reported as the leader of the zone, acting in the manner of a warlord, claims which he has denied. Controversy arose after a streamer recorded an interaction that appeared to show Simone patrolling the zone with firearms and assaulting a tagger that was painting a building. So let me explain that part. This dude Raz, I've seen videos of him on Twitter, several, where he has been seen being violent. But I've also seen another video of him talking to a reporter where he seemed totally within scope of the situation and totally knew what he was talking about. He seemed relatable, but I can tell you can tell the dude's in charge. In the video, he had an empty gun holster at his side, and when asked about that, he said that there were white supremacists, I think he said at a gate or somewhere in the vicinity, that they felt that they needed to have arms, but that inside the zone he didn't feel he needed those, I guess. But you can catch those videos on Twitter. Just look up Seattle Autonomous Zone and hit videos. On June 9th, a blog post containing a list of 30 demands appeared on Medium, which was shared widely by people on the ground and familiar with the reality of the situation in the Chaz, or the Chaz zone. The demands included a degentrification of Seattle through the use of rent control, the abolition of the Seattle Police Department and courts, and a federal investigation into police brutality, among other demands. On a wall in the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, 3 prominently posted demands are to defund the police, fund community health, and drop charges against protesters. There is internal debate within the zone over how many demands the commune should be putting forward, as some believed this is the start of a larger revolution, while others believe police brutality should stay the immediate focus. I think it's probably part of a larger revolution if they're saying you are leaving America when you're getting there. Other demands include prison abolition, the expungement of records for marijuana offenders, and suffrage for prisoners. All of this I am reading to you from Wikipedia, so you can go down to Culture and Amenities and Reactions to read further and deeper into that subject on that page. So now that we know what the Seattle Autonomous Zone really is, or what it's intended to be, today I'm looking at the headlines, and I found one that said, "Battle Seattle, Trump threatens to take back the city." So in this particular news link, it basically gave me the right side of the story. So probably how most Republicans see this story, and how I first saw this story when I was looking at it as well on Twitter, because that's all that was popping up, was that this dangerous dude is controlling the area and controlling it with his gang of dudes with guns. And I mean, like, what are everybody in there? Are they prisoners? Is this like New Jack City or some shit? You know, the movie, or what? Now, last night, which was June 10th, the president tweeted to Governor Jay Inslee and Seattle Mayor Jenny Durkan, telling them, "Take back your city now. If you don't, I will." President Trump was referring to what Seattle protesters are calling Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone, or Chaz, which is that dude's that's running it. That's like his rapper name. He released some rap stuff, I guess. So, after several days of violent clashes between police and demonstrators on Capitol Hill, Seattle police reopened the streets so people could march in front of the East Precinct. There was also like this story that went by that said that business owners were being threatened at gunpoint, being extorted. There's another story that says that's not true. So there's all kinds of he said, she said going on right now. Protesters say Chaz is a welcome community where there is no leader and a unified message. Well, that's clearly not the case. There is a leader. Maybe he's the leader of security. I don't know. Apparently, all the food was gone in a day, too. So, I was talking to a friend about all this, and they, I guess, are offering to bring in food and medical attention and water or whatever to these people. I guess the police and authorities are being super nice to them, I guess, or helpful. Apparently this has happened in the past, not with this particular situation, but with others where demands have been met, and I guess an American Indian thing was involved and a museum went up afterwards. You're going to have to Google it. There's a lot going on. Then if you go over to the Seattle Times, which is like, that's their gig. It's what they do. It's the city they're from. The main headline here says, Seattle area protest updates. No police reports filed about use of weapons to extort Capitol Hill businesses. the Black Lives Matter March Friday will be silent in honor of those who have died. Also to reduce the coronavirus spread in the area. Also, police are entering the precinct, the Chaz precinct, but Chaz remains peaceful. And demonstrators rally at Capitol to urge police reforms. So, depending on what side you're on, you're hearing different news. So, I think during my conversation today with my friend and with my daughter, they've kind of opened my eyes up to I need to get, not just look at a couple of sources, but I need to like go to the source where maybe stuff's happening, to further investigate, to kind of come up with my own conclusions about what's happening. But more importantly, it's my job to bring that to you, all sides, not just one, but all. And then you can decide and make up your mind. So I'm going to try to do better. And let that be a lesson to me for just seeing a headline and assuming and posting it. And I encourage all of us to do a little more homework and dig a little deeper. And I appreciate the people that tell me these things so that I can be aware too, because, hey, man, I'm not always right. So I'm human. All right. So that's that on this story. Thank you.